Hello, hello. This is an extra episode that I was, oh my goodness, totally awe-inspired to record as a result of some news that I received last Monday, in fact, by Dr. Carol Haddad. So if you have listened to the episode, The Intuitive Response to Cancer and Illness, I interviewed Dr. Carol Haddad, who's an integrative oncologist, and also Natalie Symes, who has experienced lots of different illness within her family and herself. The email that I received from Carol last week was about a patient of hers who she had referred to me. We never actually connected. However, she had been listening to the Intuitive Pool episodes, and she was really moved by Carol's interview, really moved by Carol's bravery at having let go of her identity and her safety, the safety that she felt in that identity as being a conventional oncologist who had worked at the North Shore Hospital here in Sydney. And she'd been pulled, she was pulled, and this is what she speaks about, or what she speaks to in that episode. She was pulled to travel the world and to study alternative therapies and responses to cancer. And the outcome of that is that Carol is now an integrative oncologist who works with the marriage of both conventional medicine and alternative medicine. So her patient was really inspired by Carol's bravery to let go of control and to surrender to the intuitive pull and to not control the outcome. And she wrote to Carol and said that hearing Carol's story allowed her to see how much she had been controlling and how much she had been attached to the outcome of all of her treatment. She had been treated by Carol for some very serious cancer over the last 7 months with radiochemotherapy and chemotherapy. Hadn't realized until she did, when she listened to that episode, just how attached she was to the outcome having to be a certain way. And when she realized that, it's very extraordinary. She let go, and she came to a place within herself where she said that she would be okay no matter what the outcome. If there was ever a conclusion so doused in knowing that who she is beyond this physical body, and so doused in faith, to say that no matter the outcome, that she would be okay no matter what. I don't know of another more illuminating example as this. And so she wrote to Carol and said that, and was in complete surrender. And at the time that she wrote to Carol, they were waiting for results of MRI and CT scan tests, 2 different tests, to determine what the outcome of the treatment over the last 7 months has been. And so she writes to Carol, talks about her awareness and about her moment of surrender. And then that weekend, the test results reveal themselves that she was now cancer-free. And Carol wrote to me and she said, very graciously, she said, "Thank you," something like this, "Thank you for putting the podcast out in the world." She believes that it was her shift in mindset, and therefore her energetic shift that she had as a result of that shift in mindset, that created that result. Now, I wrote to her and I said, I totally own the power of the podcast, absolutely. And thank you. And also, this is also the result of Carol's own transmutation of fear into love along her journey of surrendering into the intuitive pull to leave conventional medicine and to travel the world and become an integrative oncologist. And I said, to Carol that Carol's presence heals. So we're a great team. It was just, I acknowledge all of that. So I wanted to make this extra episode because there are people, whether you have cancer, whether you have illness, or whether you're in struggle, it doesn't really matter. This subject of becoming aware of where you are attached to an outcome having to be a certain way, where you're trying to control the process, where you're orientating, in other words, from your physical body only, and you're orientating yourself in a physical world only, that there's incredible power to absolutely acknowledge the physical, but also to remember who you really are. And that is beyond the physical. And to remember, to remember that you're a multidimensional being, and to lean there, and to surrender, to trust the process, to trust and see what happens. So thank you, Dr. Carol Haddad. You're incredible. I love you very much. Thank you to Carol's patient who has allowed me to share her story. I will put Dr. Carol Haddad's details in the show notes. Please feel free to reach out to Carol or myself if you are pulled, no matter what the struggle is. Thank you so much.